Robin and Kody lied and said that they never go out dancing and needed dancing lessons. But this video from 2022, taken by someone out in Flagstaff who saw them in the wild dancing, proves that Kody and Robin do go out dancing and that they didn't need dancing lessons and that they lied again on the show for whatever reason, I don't know. Hey, besties. This week on Sister Wives, Shy Robin and Kody go out to dance lessons so that Kody can learn how to dance with his partner. And Robin pretends like she's shy for the 37,000th time since season 20 has gone on air. Now, in this episode, in my previous video, we went through all of the storylines that were going concurrently to the Kody and Robin one that had to do with getting out of polygamy. It would seem that Kody and Robin are still trying to connect, whether it's vertically or horizontally. I'll never know, and I really don't care. But Kody needs to somehow convince all of us that his marriage with Robin is so amazing that they are always connecting and making time for emotional intimacy. And anytime he says emotional intimacy, all I can think of is Kody is talking about not emotional intimacy. Do you know what I mean? So their episode consists of going out to dinner, and the dinner isn't actually a very long segment. They talk about dancing as like a segue to somehow get us to realize that they're going to do a dance lesson at a restaurant in Flagstaff and learn how to do, I don't know what kind of dance it is. They talked about the tango, but I don't know that this is actually the tango. Regardless, I am more than obviously clear that Robin has completely checked out of this marriage because she doesn't even seem like she cares to try to even entertain him.
Robin and I constantly are engaging our relationship. When we're with the kids, there's a tendency for us to feel like, co-parents or battle buddies.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
No, you don't, ever. Joking around with you, making it sound like it was me keeping you up, not the kids.
Oh, that'd be better, actually.
Would it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Emotional intimacy is something that is constantly necessary for Robin and I.
When you place behind the backdrop of what this entire episode is about and how the women were not allowed to have any emotional intimacy with Kody and were forced to stuff down their emotion, the irony of the producers interlaying this storyline and basically having it so that Kody can say that his relationship with Robin involves emotional intimacy. I have seen the producers trolling him so much, and the fact that he always has to acknowledge that he's doing something feels like it's a production. If you are in a marriage that's healthy, do you really need to like announce that having deep, meaningful conversations with your spouse is important? And they need to connect emotionally, and emotional intimacy is important. I mean, Kody comes from a cult where he doesn't have to think about the other women's feelings or thoughts, and he doesn't even consider Robin's feelings or thoughts really at all. When these two have conversations, so much of it feels like Kody just talking to Robin and Robin being like, oh, you're weird, and she's just going along with it. And then, oh gosh, referring to them as battle buddies and co parents. So, in the real world, if you're Kody, if the world does not revolve around you and the two of you have a relationship and you have children and you're raising them together, you're no longer dating and it's not just about the two of you, it's about being co-parents and being battle buddies, whatever that means. Of course you're co-parents, you're married. It's called parenting. He has no concept or understanding of how idiotic he sounds. And also I'd just like to note that Robin's makeup the last season has been far less. And it seems like now that Robin is not competing with the other women, she is not wearing as much makeup anymore. This is so noticeable to me because she looks a little bit more pale. She doesn't have the long eyelashes. And I've noticed she's not been wearing lipstick. Totally different than normal.
Maybe you and I need to do some dancing.
Well, we need to learn how to dance.
Don't we know how to dance together?
You go off into you go into that crazy stuff.
No, not when we're just together, when it's just you and me.
I don't even know what I'm
Really? When it's just you and me?
Make it exciting. I'm not gonna match his exuberance. It's just not my style, and I'm not comfortable with it. It's just embarrassing to me. And it's almost like he's dancing by himself. And I'm like, I am like, what do I
Okay, so Robin forgets that we've seen the video of her from when she was like 19 years old, when she was dancing and she was doing that whole ridiculous dance where I don't even want to talk about it, but she pretends like we haven't seen her dance before. But what I find hysterical is that she finds Cody's dancing embarrassing. Embarrassing, you guys. She thinks that it's embarrassing to be seen with him dancing, and she's not going to match his exuberance, which is she acts like it's embarrassing to be around him because he's throwing his hands and he looks like a fool. And you guys, he does. He looks ridiculous. Cody's a terrible dancer. You remember the wedding? Oh, the wedding. Yeah. You saw a clip when she was talking about that. He doesn't have any concept of rhythm. He thinks that the pump thing is so cool. I, like Robin, find his dancing embarrassing. Although I'm not married to Cody, so me having that opinion shouldn't shock you. This season, we have heard her repeatedly say that she doesn't want to get close to Cody. She's uncomfortable showing her affection with him after years of saying that she loves showing affection. She's now pretending like she's embarrassed to be around him, or maybe she is embarrassed to be around him. And then 2 episodes ago, she told Cody that he was making everything about himself when talking to Aurora about her boyfriend. Do you think that she thinks he's selfish and she's over him, or is she pretending? I'm getting the sense that she's really over him, but that's just my opinion.
She just doesn't want to do it my way, so we'd have to go back to our old church and go to one of those old-fashioned dances. But when it was at my home or in my barn or my garage that we were having a dance, we're playing rock and roll. We're going to go dancing, and you will not be my accessory. You will be my partner.
We gotta practice that. Because I don't think you know how.
You're asking if I can be tamed? Well, I am a monogamist now, so maybe I can be tamed.
There's like a recurring storyline on Sister Wives, and it involves Cody dancing. He talks about it all the time. He talks about what a great dancer he is. He talks about his, the hip bump that he does, or the bump that he does with his whatever that is. And Robin clearly is embarrassed by him, embarrassed, and he's all, "I'll learn how to dance with you without you being my accessory." Accessory. Okay. Uh, she's forgotten that we watched her for so many years, hang on his every word, literally get so done up and dressed up and look so pretty and not help with camping because she has to put on her makeup. We've seen her be super affectionate with him and encourage the other women and try to say that this is why all the relationships are suffering because nobody's being affectionate with Cody. Now that she is forced to be the number one massage giver in the bedroom, thank you, Christine, for that part in the book, it would appear that she's looking more tired, more worn out, not as interested, and annoyed. So I'm not seeing the emotional intimacy. I'm not seeing the one on one connection. And even in this clip, when they were talking about the kids, he was talking about how there's like a revolving door in their bedroom. And in that revolving door of their bedroom, the kids are constantly coming in and out of their bedroom to have emotional one on one time with mom. The kids, when he speaks about them, it's always about their relationship with the mom. So I'm guessing that even at home with his children, he's not an involved father. It's banana. So then they go to this place in Flagstaff to get dance lessons. And Robin again is embarrassed by Cody.
Asking her to come here to dance with me, and she says, not until you have a dance lesson. And I'm like, why? We can dance together. Yeah. Tell him why.
Because he dances with me like I'm the pole and he's dancing around me like I'm his accessory. See, this is a very good example of Cody being out and open and me not being comfortable. He has a problem with my dancing. I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, we just didn't need to tell them this. Like, we just need to go learn.
I think what she's reacting to about Cody is that he has verbal vomit that comes out of his mouth and he's embarrassing and obnoxious. If you're watching the series Special Forces, you will see that the cast members on Special Forces find Cody so weird. They think he's obnoxious, they think he's annoying, they think he's weird because he's always talking, he's always saying inappropriate things. He doesn't understand social cues. He is so awkward. And he also likes to put people on the spot and make them embarrassed. And he seems to like to embarrass Robyn, and Robyn finds it embarrassing the way that he acts around other people. Like he doesn't need to do a whole thing, it doesn't need to be so showy. But truthfully, like what he's doing here is he's saying that, she won't go dancing with me because she says, ugh, like it's almost kind of like degrading her because she believes that I can't dance, whatever, but he's doing it like in a passive aggressive way. But it's very clear that Robyn is embarrassed to be in his presence and embarrassed by what he says, which is probably why for so many years she was trying to control Kody on the show and like reel him in and pretend like she could speak Kody so that she could mirror what she wants him to say and how she wants him to act, because it's clear that even Robyn finds Kody obnoxious.
More when you're like kind of just boogieing, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And I end up being the person he dances around in circles, and I'm just like,
But I think
I think she complains too much about this.
I don't know what to do with what you're doing.
You don't want to lead, do you?
No, I just want to be equal
Okay.
in
All
our
right.
exuberance, in our excitement.
All right.
That's all.
It is very clear that Kody invited her to share with them what it was that she wanted, or she says about dancing with him and what she finds challenging with dancing with him. And then when she tells them about what it's like to dance with him, he doesn't like the criticism or the fact that she's, kind of making him look bad. And so then he's saying she's complaining too much. Then he's talking about how, do you want to lead? Because she has an opinion. And because she has an opinion, obviously he needs to degrade her and she just wants to be equal. But the tension between the two of them, it's obvious that he invited her to provide her opinion. He didn't like that opinion. Then he needed to like walk it back so that he has the control. He needs to put her in her place and say, "Well, I'm the man. You're not the woman. You're not the man." I think the problem with Kody and Robyn, and hear me out, I don't like Robyn at all, but I think that Robyn has spent the last 15 years pretending like she's a passive woman when she's not. Robyn does not have a passive personality. Robyn is an independent thinking woman that is not afraid to share her opinion. Robyn is opinionated and also strong willed and has an idea about what she deserves. And she has pretended like she didn't have those feelings for such a long time that now confronted one on one, it's like when we have to actually see the dynamics in their relationship, we're not seeing this blissful relationship. We're seeing her struggle with the exact same issues that the other women had with Kody. Because when she expresses herself and she's opinionated and just shares her thoughts, he views this as annoying or like criticizing him as the worst thing ever, or she's just a complainer, or she just wants to be in control. They're putting on a good show, pretending like they get along, but I'm guessing that behind the scenes, this kind of sniping back and forth with smiles on their face and laughing is normal. And they said on the show that they have had a lot of angry fights, and I believe it after watching the last couple episodes.
And move.
I don't know that I'm really good at picking things up quickly. I want to.
Slide, present, turn. Behind the back.
I'm still feeling a little bit lost. When they show me another sequence, am I going to forget this one? No. We're going to have to see how this dance goes.
Last week in an interview with Pop Psych, McKelty and Tony were talking about how Robyn comes off very flat. She doesn't really say a lot. She doesn't have a lot of personality anymore. And McKelty speculated that it was because of like all of the negative feedback that Robyn's getting, all of the criticism. She's being impacted by the negativity from the show. And so she's not doing anything or saying anything, or she's like reserving herself, and that she's trying to appear a different way. That could be true. And she could be trying to like con us into believing that she was the shy one when we know she wasn't. She came into this family like a bat out of hell. She made demands on this already very overextended family time, for resources. She wanted equal everything, even though she wasn't married yet. She made a lot of very strange demands and didn't want to assimilate into a family and wanted everyone to assimilate to her. And then now, if you contrast that to today, it doesn't seem like Robyn really is showing that anymore. And now she's just showing that she's annoyed by him, she's embarrassed by him, and she didn't act like that before. Kody hasn't changed. His embarrassing behavior hasn't changed. I remember speaking to someone that knew Robyn in the earlier seasons and was friends with Robyn in the earlier seasons. And it's always reminded me that her friends would always tell her that she was the favorite. And Robyn loved the idea that she was the favorite, although she wouldn't entertain it because she didn't want to go there. But she loved being reminded and told that she was the favorite. I also recall them saying that Robyn was obsessed with Kody, so obsessed, and treated him like a king, like waited on him, did anything he said, fed him and cleaned for him and catered to his every whim, right? And bent over backwards for him, probably literally and figuratively, right? And now it's like she's embarrassed by him. She doesn't want to kiss him. She doesn't want to show her affection. But there are seasons when they did Valentine's Day and she kissed him in front of the other wives. There were other times when they would be on group texts and she would be like, why can't we all just say we love Kody? And she advocated for all of this intimacy, and she blamed the women's lack of willingness to show physical intimacy around one another as the reason for why everything in the family was failing. Is it more feasible that it might be that the women were tired of Kody and that his obnoxious, obsessive need to be the center of attention and only consider his own needs after 16, 17 years, they were over it? Is it possible that they were tired of his selfish and self-centered behavior? Because I'm kind of feeling like Robyn is starting to see that now after 16 years. I mean, almost 16 years that they've been together. It's really strange. But yeah, their storyline this week was cringe. Next week, they're going to do the whole Coyote Pass thing. And he's going to talk about how he's going to screw Robyn. He was considering screwing his own wife out of money. That should tell you where Kody and Robyn's relationship is. These two are, I don't know. This isn't the love story that they've told us it was at all. And I think the common denominator is Kody. He's going to be Kody with whoever he's with, regardless. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, besties.